Hi there BookTube, it's Eleanor here, and today I'm going to be doing a review of The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexandre Dumas. This is a book that has been on my shelf for quite a long time and has eluded me until this month because I was pretty scared. It is 1,300 pages long and was published in 1844 for the first time. There is something about a book that is published a long time ago that scares me, and it's a totally unreasonable stereotype because there have been books that I have picked up from years ago, classics if you will, that I have absolutely adored, and this is going to be joining the ranks of those books. It was a brilliant read, it was intriguing, it was clever, and above all it was readable, which is really important for me. So I read this as a buddy read with a subscriber called Jackie Kate, and she is brilliant and I really loved reading this with her. It was great to buddy read the book. It meant that it gave me motivation to keep going on times when I was feeling a little bit like, oh, maybe I'll put it down for today. We decided we were going to read 50 pages every day, and that really worked for us. At the end of every day we would Voxer each other and discuss what we thought of those 50 pages. There were obviously a few days where various things happened and we didn't read, but we would make them up the next day and read 100 pages. And it was just such a fun way to do it. Jackie had some really thoughtful and interesting insights into the book, and she really helped to keep the plot in my mind because it is quite a complex plot with many threads running through it. So let me give you an idea of the plot of this book. Ultimately, it is a revenge story. The main character in this is Edmond Dante. He is just got off a long voyage where he is a sailor, and he's just coming back from a trip on the boat that he works on, and he's about to get a promotion, which is a big promotion for someone of his age. He's about to get married to the girl of his dreams. Life just couldn't be better. But because of jealousy, both of his love for Mercedes, the woman that he wants to marry, and also his job prospects, three people turn against him and he ends up imprisoned for 14 years. During those 14 years, he makes friends with the man in the cell next to him, who teaches him all about culture and languages and life, and helps him to unravel the situation that he finds himself, and helps him to discover who it is that has betrayed him and who it is that has caused his imprisonment. The man also tells him of a secret treasure that he knows of, that he has the map to, on a fantastical island called the island of Monte Cristo. The pair plan an escape and decide to share this vast fortune, but unfortunately, due to circumstances, Dante is the only one who escapes and makes it to the island of Monte Cristo, discovers the treasure, and uses this in order to exact his revenge on those he feels have caused his imprisonment and caused all of the woes in his life. And really the story takes off from there. We follow the threads of revenge, we follow the story, and it is just such a brilliant read. I really love this book and I gave it 4.5 stars, which I rounded up to 5 stars. The hesitations I had regarding language in this were totally unfounded. The language was very readable. It was very easy to understand what was going on as long as you kept all the threads in your head. And the story is woven so well that you feel like you are led through the story as sort of a bystander. You feel like you're watching a play or you're watching from the sidelines of what is going on, and it feels very intimate. You do feel very part of the story, and I really enjoyed that. There is a massive cast of characters and various threads going on in the plot, which at the beginning of the book I found very hard to keep track of. However, I looked up on the internet a sort of cast of characters chart, and I managed to find one which sort of gives you the threads and how everyone is linked together, and the people who are the people's different names, because some of the characters from the start of the book 14 years later have become sort of lords and ladies and things like that, and that really helped me to keep track of who everybody was. And actually after a while I found I didn't need to use that. Once I got sort of into the story a little bit more, it became very easy to track that thread. The one small qualm I had with this book is there is very much a divide between the good guys and the bad guys. There isn't very much in between. The good guys are very good and the bad guys are very bad. There aren't very many redeeming qualities, and I suppose that is needed in order to sort of pull the story through and to make you feel like Dante's is perhaps justified in what he's doing. However, there are certain times where you do question Dante's motives. You feel for him, you feel for everything he's been through, but you do start to worry whether he is crossing the spectrum from good guy exacting revenge to bad guy, and so possibly Dante's is our sort of grey area character. I was really satisfied by the ending of this story. It turned out it wasn't it wasn't unpredictable. We did predict what was going to happen at the end, but that didn't matter. It was how we got there that was really important, and I really can't praise this book highly enough, and I will definitely be picking up The Three Musketeers later in 2016 because I can't believe I haven't read more of his work already. Since finishing this, as well as also deciding to pick up The Three Musketeers soon, I have also picked up The Story of the Nutcracker by Alexandre Dumas, and I will be reading this over the Christmas period. It's such a beautiful book, and it's beautiful on the inside too. It feels very Christmassy, and it is the story of the Nutcracker doll, and I just can't wait to dive in and see if his writing transitions over to other types of stories. This is sort of a dark fairy tale, and the Three Musketeers is more of a sort of comical story, so I'm just really excited to read those in the future. So that was my review of The Count of Monte Cristo. I hope more people pick this up and aren't daunted by the size. It's definitely worth the read. People have been saying that to me for ages and I didn't listen to them, but December was the right time for me to do this, and I found the right person to read it with, and it was just the right time, and I'm so pleased that I finally got to it. So that's it from me, and I look forward to speaking to you soon. Bye for now, BookTube.